Hey Maya, this was the only way. You sure you're up for this? Thanks for believing me, Nick. Even though I don't know if my channeling ability is on point yet. Oh, right. First you started training here, her success rate was only about 30%. I know you can do it, Maya. At least I hope she can. So you sure you're ready? Yeah, at least I think so. You don't sound so confident. What about all your training? Training's one thing. Actually doing it is another. Oh, I see. Uh-oh. Fails to channel the High Priest first good instead. Relax, Nick. You can count on me. I'll show you what my training's done for me. This will be a moment you will never forget. Okay. That is something unforgettable in a good way. Once we hear Abbott and me's story, I'm sure the truth will come to light. I hope so, but he was saying the fact that he was a rebel, so I doubt it'll be as cut and dried as all that. They are ready for you. Please return to the Hall of Justice at once. Okay, Maya, I'm counting on you. You got it. Here we go. We have received official approval for the accused to channel his spirits here today. Now, if you will, Miss Faye, please proceed. Yes, Your Majesty. I can't believe this. Only the queens will channel spirits. Execute them. Put them to death right now. Come on, Maya. I'm counting on you. I've been studying here in Coin for 2 years now. So that one day I will be the master of Quine, a village of spirit mediums back home. But first I shall show you all the fruits of my training in your kingdom. Wow, she seems really confident. An Ephrite practitioner such as you could not possibly channel a spirit. Okay, your benevolence. How about this? If I succeed, will you stop calling me a Nephirite? Very well. If you succeed. Oh, I will. Just you watch. Oh, spirit thirst in me. Return now to the world of the living. What is this place? Oh my! No! This cannot be! Palooka! High Priest! The accused really can channel spirits! Believe it! The accused spiritual power is the real deal! Go Maya! I do not understand! This cannot be! Simply cannot be! I must step out now before I forget myself. But in me! This be the Twilight Realm. What of this? Luxurious mane of hair. It's perhaps a gift from the Holy Mother for decades of faithful service. About in me! Aye, if it isn't His Majesty. And you two shall put off that Molotov coil. Please do not count me among the dead. It is only you who has passed on. But the spirit medium Maya Fey has brought you back among us today. But why? Acolyte Fey has mastered the secret art of spirit channeling? I suppose that explains these gorgeous locks. pass from this world, I too hope to be channeled with a full head of hair. Though it be for the briefest of moments. I give thanks for the splendid covering. Praise to be the Holy Mother. However, this kimono is a bit too snug for my taste. If you would excuse me. There, that is better. Can we get to his testimony now? And I wish to keep its top on. Why, you are that foreign lawyer the people speak of as of late. Is this not the Hall of Justice? Why have I been summoned here? Forgive us for calling you back from your eternal rest. But you have been accused of murder. I do not ask you to testify on your own behalf. I've been accused of murder. That is troubling indeed. What was that crazy pose? Is this really cause for such astonishment? Even the lowliest of monks can achieve such body control with the proper training. Oh, I wonder if I'll ever be able to do that someday. Will the defense please explain the situation to the High Priest? I'll be happy to. The disciple Puezala has been murdered. It happened on the day before the purification rite. And the crime occurred in the rubble hideout hidden within the inner sanctum. Zilla, he has been killed? Who would do such a thing? Someone who knew of the hideout and had access to the inner sanctum. In other words, you have it in me. After all, weren't you secretly a rebel? That's still Maya's body. I hope he doesn't break anything. Life was amazing. Then again, after such an advanced royal pose. So worthy of our imagination, even he is a rebel. Praise be to the Holy Mother. Praise be to the Holy Mother. Why have my rebel alliances been exposed? Even my wife knew that. It seems to rest in peace is not my fate. Why did you, the devout priest of QIism, join the rebellion? Objection! The High Priest has come back to us for but a brief time, defense. Shall we not cut to the chase and ask the most pressing of questions? Oh, right. Have it in me, the prosecutor believes the one who slew both you and Acolyte Zillow to be Maya Fey, who had been playing the role of Lady Kira in the rite. Being that I was dead until just a moment ago, my memory is a bit hazy. Could you please do your best to remember? Objection! The High Priestess's memory is hazy. It is all coming back to me. It is as prosecution ceremony concludes. I was slain by none other than Maya Fey. The High Priest's statement has proven my assertions with regards to his murder correct. No! But what about Acolyte Zillow? You were the one who killed him, weren't you? I know not about my disciple's murder. Furthermore, I have an alibi of my own. An alibi? Seriously? Since my defense had been hoping for is working against him. Now, Abatindi, your testimony, if you please. Yes. Yes, of course. I had an alibi for the time during which the murder took place. This past noon, maybe for the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home. I believe my guests can corroborate this. You had guests? This past noon. It's about the time Zilla was murdered. Are you sure about that? Absolutely. Come to think of it, Wafer told me about a spirit's memory. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment it is channeled. Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life. I seem to know exactly what he's talking about. So the question is, what would be the best angle of attack? I have an iron-cut alibi for the time during which the murder took place.
Hold it!
You use the word alibi as if it was second nature. Are you perhaps mocking me? Or is it perhaps the kingdom of Karian itself you wish to ridicule? I don't think that grammar knows what alibi means. And the butts of the county bumped into it. I'm trying to put McDonald's on TV. Peace, 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 I say! Mr. White, would you care to clarify your last statement? Please, don't take it the wrong way. It says alibis are the technical term for a priest to use so naturally. Assuming I know how to use the term. In fact, I had even hoped for a chance to do so one day. I suppose that even I, a high priest, am not immune to such trivial woodly attachments. Oh, I see. So he seemed unusually calm and composed. It was as if he had prepped himself for something like this. This past noon, on the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home.
Hold it!
Guests? And you were entertaining them personally? That I was. We gathered around the table for a most enjoyable conversation. He says his guests could corroborate his alibi. It can't be good for our case. Are you sure that was the same day as the murder? Maybe you misremembered. Do not doubt my monumental faculties. I may have died, but my memories up to that point are crystal clear. So sorry, he's pretty thin-skinned for a priest. I guess I should have known better than to doubt his memory. The spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. So even a spirit that's brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment it is channeled. Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life. There's nothing better than enjoying Jinji cuisine with your friends. That way, everyone's breath becomes equally delicious. Right. I believe my guests can corroborate this.
Hold it!
And who exactly were your guests that day? Don't tell me they were rebels, so they can't be caught here to testify. It was none other than His Majesty, along with his family. He granted the right due to work, so he stopped by ahead of time. My, how his daughter has grown. Wait a second. Let me set the record straight right now. I am not a rebel. Thank you for that wonderful meal, Albert and me. Lady Amy's cooking simply cannot be beat. So there you have it. When exactly was His Majesty at your home? He was there from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Indeed, precisely the time period within which Acolyte Zulu was slain. Yes, and we had a rousing chat concerning the game of Karucha Dama. But I'll just have that added to the testimony. After all, it was I who visited the High Priest's home. I guess that day when His Majesty and his family, they visited from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Hold it!
Your Majesty, are you sure this testimony is completely accurate? So can be. Oh, how wonderful it is to finally have my actions be admissible as evidence in court. His Majesty was at my home during the exact time period of the murder. Come, let us put this behind us. I could not have possibly committed this crime. How can you be so sure? I think the clock or watch you were using was off. You misread the time. There was a clock right near the table and it had the exact same time as my watch. Now do you understand, Loyal? As you can see, my alibi is airtight. Or do you still think I could have killed Acolyte Zillow? His Majesty's a witness. Are you satisfied now? There is not a single discrepancy in Abbott and me's alibi. If I give up now, it's all over. Now, hold on a second. Is there anything wrong with the High Priest's testimony? There is a discrepancy in the High Priest's testimony. There is? Well, then perhaps you could explain what it might be. This is what was wrong with his testimony. After Abbott Imi was channeled, no one ever said at what time Acolyte Zillow was murdered. Now that you mention it, despite that you claim to have an alibi from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. That means you know that Acolyte Zillow was dead. When he was still alive. Wait, I saw something just now. No, I must be imagining things. So tell me, how did you know what time the crime had been committed? About that. Open your heart, let the Holy Mother in. Why? We've been blessed with the High Priest's sacred words of prayer. All who suffer holiness must strive to banish worldly desires from their soul. Open your heart, let the Holy Mother in. Purge your mind of greed and bias. I feel as if my very soul has been cleansed. You can't fool me. Prayer may banish worldly desires, but it can't make a contradiction disappear. How can you be so sure? What's that supposed to mean? This lawyer seems to think little of the power of cuneiform prayer. Huh?
Satorai Mao Mandono Samashi de Tashi no Ketare Gaseo Soroka!
He was at home during the crime, but knew what happened at the hideout. I believe this to be explained firstly. He must have had a way to monitor the hideout from his home. What? Never cease to amaze, prosecutor. As he is surprised, there was a listening device installed at the hideout. It made me to instantly know of anything unusual even when I was not there. My brother robbers had been using this as a top secret hideout. It would be perfectly natural for them to install such an apparatus. Come to think of it, it was such a good level hideout. Something under the banner. Microphone? What's this doing here? Is someone trying to record something with it? That was a listening device. recording whenever it detects movement. I heard this sets the recording after His Majesty and his family left. If you look at the desk in my study, you will find the tape in question. Alright then. Bailiff? Yes, Your Majesty. Go retrieve the tape in question from the High Priest's home. At once, Your Majesty. The Paracuneist prayer. Even a future brain such as yours should understand it now. It's like the contradiction really did vanish. We shall ascend to the content of the recording once we have the tape. In the meantime, I would ask Abbot Amy to continue with his testimony. Very well. I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred. When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. It sounded like an altercation between Abbot Zillow and Acolyte Faye. After that, there was a loud noise followed by haunting silence. I have to find some way to attack his alibi. If only Maya were here. She has a way of putting me at ease. Seeing her like this is only creeping me out. Though the High Priest was a rebel, he was still a Cunist holy man. Therefore take care in your questioning, lest you invoke the ire of our people. How dare he suspect the High Priest? May the Holy Mother strike him blind! As if this wasn't hard enough already. Nice try, but I'll stop at nothing to find the truth. I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred.
Hold it!
You were entertaining His Majesty and his family during the crime? Indeed, my wife Pellion was treating them to a wonderful home cooking. Your wife was there that day? Why yes, she was in the kitchen cooking up a storm the entire time. Come to think of it, I don't think I saw her at all that day. He takes her culinary duties most seriously, you see. That is why she was in the kitchen cooking without pause the entire day. So the judge never saw Miss in me. Should I have Abbot in me add that statement to his testimony? Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. My wife Willa was in the kitchen cooking the entire time.
Hold it!
What was your wife making that day? The menu that day featured Hajime Surprise and Meltamore. They are both traditional Kyoanese dishes. I can't even begin to imagine what those are. Ah, yes! The exquisite zest of Hajime Surprise and the supreme texture of Meltamore. Lady Indy's cooking that day was utterly unforgivable. Forgettable. Forgivable? Thank you. It brings me great joy to know you enjoyed your meal. Now, once His Majesty and his family had left, when I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman crawl.
Hold it!
You heard everything from a recording. Indeed. Each night I would secretly check what the listening device had recorded. I would have been in serious trouble if my lovely wife had discovered my secret. Can you really tell us what happened by the audio alone? Years of aesthetic training have sharpened my hearing. It is but a simple matter for me to ascertain the situation by the sounds I hear. Practicing Cuties improves your hearing? Hearing is but one of the senses that can improve. If I can focus... Focus and attain inner peace. All 5 senses can be sharpened. Why, when the buzzer just cried, did you not hear it? Give me a break. That sounds like an altercation between Acolyte Zillow and Acolyte Faye.
Hold it!
Hold on. Are you sure about those voices? Was it really Acolyte Zillow and Miss Faye? I'd say that was the most reasonable conclusion under the circumstances. Or perhaps Acolyte Faye had an alibi that you can prove? I'm afraid not. Then I suggest you make like a mollusk and clam up. Now, I will continue my testimony if I may. After that, there was a loud noise followed by haunting silence.
Hold it!
A loud noise? I say that's worth looking into. There was a terrible crashing sound. Poor Acolyte Zillow. It must have felt so heavy. It must have been the sound of that stone slab falling over. Should I have him add that statement to his testimony? Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. I would describe the noise as a terrible crash. Poor Zillow must have felt so heavy.
Hold it!
Do you believe that terrible crash is connected to Acolyte Zillow's death? Yes, the sound, no doubt, was poor Zillow's death knell. Such a tragedy, for he was a fine disciple. All here today to give a prayer for his departed soul. I'm not chanting it. I had high hopes for that young man's future. Why do I feel like such a jerk for just trying to do my job right now? Mr. White. Do you still feel the need to question the High Priest? His alibi is as tight can be. This isn't going well. So I better ask him about something else. I'm curious, Albert Indy. Did you stop by the rebel hideout after his majesty left? Yes, I thought it would be wise to assess the situation. As I said before, there was nothing to see. The hideout appeared as it always had. And the victim's body? It was nowhere to be found. Acolyte Faye must have already disposed of it and anything else incriminating. So when you saw the rebel hideout, it looked like it does in this photo. Yes, I would say that is how it appeared that day. So the stone slab had been put back in place. Mr. White, it is not time to concede defeat. No, wait. I need just a little more time. If you insist. I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred. My wife, Belle, was in the kitchen cooking the entire time. When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zillow and Acolyte Faye. After that, there was a loud noise, followed by haunting silence. I would describe the noise as a terrible crash. Poor Zillow, it must have felt so heavy.
Objection!
Abbott and me, you said, and I quote, poor Zillow, it must have felt so heavy. Why do you think he felt something heavy? You said the hideout looked like it did in this photo. If so, there's nothing that would lead you to believe he had experienced a heavy feeling. The fact is, of course, a stone slab did fall over onto Acolyte Zello, impaling him on the Urubu statue behind him. But that was only revealed through Horde of Eleven's divination seance earlier. Would the defense please get to the point? My point is simply hearing a crashing sound should have automatically led him to conclude the victim was crushed to death. I still don't see your point. I'm saying that the High Priest knew. He knew how the victim was really killed. Why? That is information only the real killer could have known. I only saw it that time. I got the High Priest's spirit shaking in his boots. Or should I say sandals?
Objection!
Yeah, remind you of it in the was of his majesty at the time of the crime. So the alibi precludes him from being the killer. That's true. So he can't be the killer. However, he knew about Zello was killed. Something only the killer could know. This is the resolved somehow? Well, Mr. White, we're waiting for an explanation. I was just getting to that. Don't do something quick. The High Priest knew something only the killer could have known because... he must have heard how the victim died from the real killer. The real killer? Of course, that makes perfect sense. I believe that this is the only possible explanation. So tell us, who is this real killer? It's gotta be someone close to the High Priest. Someone who found an alibi. The person most likely to be Zillow's killer is... Your Majesty, while you were visiting the High Priest's home, you didn't see Miss Inmi at all, did you? No, I never saw her, but... what does that have to do with anything? Did the High Priest ever leave your sight? No, we were talking the entire time, and the food was brought right to the room's entryway. So the High Priest had an ironclad alibi. But his wife does not. What the devil are you insinuating? I'm insinuating that Miss Inmi might have killed Acolyte Zello.
Objection!
You have a lot of nerve making such a baseless allegation. She had no motive to kill Acolyte Zello. He was like family to her. No, we can't entirely discount the idea. Especially if you consider that Miss Inmi could have been the one posing as Lady Kira.
Objection!
Even a formless temper is foolishness at times. Or do you truly believe Lady Kira would kill Acolyte Zello, though he was not a rebel?
Objection!
As we all know, the High Priest was secretly a rebel. Heard further that his favorite disciple could very well be a rebel too. Are you suggesting that Miss Amy killed her husband as well? As savage as it thinks he'd kill her own husband to rid the kingdom of rebels. I don't think we can rule it out. Hold it. Yikes. You claim my wife is that rebel hunting lady Kira? And that she slew both Zilo and myself? My lovely wife? That is utterly impossible! I've never seen the High Priest so angry. It is as Abbot in me stated. And the accused has already been found guilty of his murder. It is far too late to overturn it. That's right, Mr. White. Now apologize to the good priest before he gets angry again. Quickly now. No, I'm not going to apologize. The true identity of Lady Kira is a major piece of this trial's puzzle. Admit it, Abbot Inme. Your wife, Lady Inme, killed you. Yet even now you continue to lie in an effort to protect her. Hold it. How absurd. It appears the lawyer has forgotten. My lovely wife could not possibly battle the rebels in the eyes of Lady Kira. For all we will bless by her holiness and see his with child. Praise be the Holy Mother. I completely forgot about that. That abominable Lady Kira figure who slew me and Akadzilla was the accused. Bad, but I can't give up now. Don't forget, my client doesn't have the strength to fight rebels either. How could a weak young woman like her possibly...
Satura ima o mandomo samashi de tashi no ketare gase o soroka!
Foolish oaf of a lawyer. Only you are as blessed as Lady Inme. What? So the accused possesses the strength, or should I say the power to battle those black-hearted rebels. What are you talking about? Good prosecutor, I see you have come to the same conclusion as I. Such keen insight. Did you have to add as well, Abbot Inme? I ask you to explain it to this future-brained lawyer. Certainly, if I can allow him to frame my lovely wife for murder. Foreign devil! Your Majesty, allow me to testify as to how Maria Faye is that murderous Lady Kira. Well, if it would assure your anger, then by all means, please testify. Acolyte Faye channeled Lady Kira's spirit. She is a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. So it was the real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman. But... do you understand now? Murdered by spirit channeling explains everything. This is the only way the accused could have been defeated to one rebel after another. Indeed, I am a living, or shall I say dead proof of her terrible power. Why is Alibi to channel spirits? Let's come back to haunt her. Now, is it not time to let go and move on the fence? No, never. I'll never give up. Now what? Think. How can I prove that Maya couldn't have channeled Lady Kira?